Hello, my name is Terry Haynes. I want to talk to you today about something that I discovered in Scripture. I really got very interested and very excited about this, and I call it the Creator's Template. The Creator's Template is something, let me give you a little bit of history. It is something that happened, something that I discovered as I was reading through the Bible. I have a pattern of reading through the Bible once a year, try to anyway. And so I had just finished that, and I was in the process of starting all over again. And I was just going to read Genesis all the way to Revelation straight through. And but I told myself I'm going to do this by subject a little bit this time. And so I wrote myself a half dozen questions that I would study all the way through the Bible. Well, I can't tell you what 5 of those were because I've lost what the list was. And I only ended up looking into one. And here was that question. That question was, what does God say about creativity? And I didn't have to go any farther than Genesis 1, did I? Because we have the creation of the universe. And so I broke it apart. And I very quickly came across 4 stages to creative activity. I'm going to give those to you today. But I find that really every creative action that I have looked at follows this pattern. And so if you're stuck, if you find that you just can't get to the next level on something like that, this is going to be a good thing for you, because I want to unstick you. It has unstuck me. I spent actually about 5 years looking into this, and then I spent about 2 years doing it in my own personal life, and then I decided I was going to go to another thing that I won't tell you about here, but something that has never been solved, and so I'm working on that right now. That's the next step. What are the 4 steps? Here's the first one: discover. In Genesis 1:1, it says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." And so it's as if God is giving us an example of how to be creative. And the first thing we look at is, what do we have? So we ask the question, what is? In verse 2, the first half of it, we ask the question, what is not? Listen to it. The earth was without form and void. Darkness was over the face of the deep. And then the next question is, what are we going to do about it? And here's what God did, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. So verse 1, I'm going to call discover. Verse 2, I'm going to call design, because with design you look at what I don't have, you look at what I want, and the question is, what am I going to do about it? And verse 3 through the end of the chapter is the 6 days of creation. I'm just going to say for stage 3, I'm going to say do. So we have discover, design, do. And then in chapter 2, verses 1 through 3, let me see if I can get to that. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the 7th day from all the work that he had done. Verse 3, so God blessed the 7th day, and he made it holy, because on it God rested from all the work that he had done in creation. The 4th stage of any creative activity is done. So I've given you 3 verbs: discover, design, do, and done. And that is the overriding outline of what I'm about to say, but I have a lot more to say, and I'm going to give that to you in pieces. But that's enough for now, except for one more thing. What did God use when he was doing his creation of the universe? He used 3 things, and you see this repeatedly. He separated, he gathered, and then he expanded. So with that, I'm going to call it a day. Bye for now. Much more later.